Well, why is Twitter pursuing smaller ad clients? We've got Shira Ovide with the Wall Street Journal in San Francisco to tell us all about this. And there she is.
Hi, guys. How are you?
We're great. It's raining outside, or it was earlier. Tell us about Twitter and why they're pursuing smaller ad clients.
Right. So this has been part of Twitter's ad plan almost since they started about 2 years ago selling ads. And basically, in the last couple of years, Twitter has sold ads to about 3,000, mostly big companies, guys like GM and Southwest Airlines and Wendy's. But obviously, the universe of small companies is very, very large. And so Twitter thinks by opening its doors to sell ads to small companies, mom and pops, and somewhat bigger than mom and pops, it can expand its revenue base, which it needs to do to justify its valuation.
I mean, it's funny, Google, Facebook, it's sort of going after small businesses has been huge initiatives for all these internet companies. I mean, many have found that it's not that easy, in part because these companies aren't tech savvy. There are so many of them. You have to put sort of feet on the street. Shira, has Twitter talked about how they are going to address any of those issues?
Yeah, I think that's a good point. One thing that marketers have given credit to Twitter for so far is working closely with them to kind of figure out how best to use Twitter ads, right? This is a relatively new medium. And if you're talking about small ad clients, these guys are going to be signing up online. They're going to be, bidding for Twitter ads basically on their own with a credit card and whatever tech savvy they have in-house mostly. And I think that is a real question about whether they're going to be able to figure it out enough that they're willing to go forward with it. What Twitter says is, look, we're going to have case studies and online help, and we'll intervene if and when these guys need a little bit more help.
I do like the idea of automating it, though, so that you can just go on and self-serve. That does seem to me to be the way forward with this, because doing the Groupon and having a sales force of thousands of people just seems to be just wrong. Just the wrong method, don't you think, Jessica?
Well, I think so. A lot of companies have sort of, everyone's assumed that logic. It's hard to get people to do. You want a self-serve tool, but a lot of companies end up not really knowing how to use the self-serve tools and then turning to agencies and consultants to sort of help them manage it. And one of the challenges for all sort of social media advertising, including Twitter, is proving that it's more effective than search and other forms that are already out there. And the more you automate it and sort of program it in, companies are just going to go where they get the most bang for their buck. And right now, as these services are scaling up, like Twitter, Facebook's the same way, search is still a lot of bang for your buck, and that's why search's share is still so huge. So I think the trick for a lot of the other companies in advertising is proving how they're different. This seems like part of Google's playbook to me.
Yeah, and Shira, that is the essence of ads. Ads are sustainable. Ad selling is sustainable while they actually make a difference to the underlying business of the customer, right? You advertise to get more business. Just to give you, to put these numbers in perspective, Facebook's recent filing said it about $3.2 billion of ad revenue in 2011, and eMarketer estimates that Twitter sold about $140 million in ads last year. So, completely different numbers, and it looks like this is a long way from catching up with Facebook. The question is, does it work? If I put an ad on Twitter for a product, is it gonna work?
You're right. That's the question for advertisers. Does an ad in Twitter lead to a sale of a car, a sale of a pair of pants, or whatever I'm selling? And Twitter says that their ads so far have proven very effective, that there's a high percentage of people who click on their ads or retweet it or reply to it or interact in it in some way. And some of the advertisers that I talked to said that Twitter has pretty good, so-called conversion rates, meaning if somebody clicks on a Twitter ad, they're reasonably well likely to, buy a pair of pants or sign up for an online account or do something. But look, this is all very experimental. We're talking about less than 2 years worth of results for Twitter ads. As you said, it's very small compared to something like Facebook. And so we'll see if this proves effective when more and more advertisers sign on.
We certainly will, and we look forward to you reporting on that when and if we get some results. Thank you very much, Shira Ovide of the Wall Street Journal in San Francisco. I hope you have a great weekend. I'm sure the most important part of your day is done now because you've been on Digits. So
That's
have
right.
a great
All coasting from
weekend.
here.
There you go.